Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be answering all of your questions with regards to AUC. As you guys know, I started Amsterdam University College. It's my first year here and I posted a poll on my Instagram story if you have any questions about AUC. So today I'm going to be answering them. I actually noticed that there aren't many videos with regards to AUC on YouTube yet, so I thought if I make this video it'll clear up some things for all of you guys and hopefully you guys will apply to this university because to me it's a really cool university and I really wish a lot more people would apply because it's such a great place. So I'm going to be sharing you guys all the questions and all of my answers in this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. And let's get started. So the first question is, why did I decide to choose AUC above any other university colleges? For me personally, I was debating between Maastricht University College and Amsterdam University College. I did not apply to any universities abroad, and I also did not apply to any other university college in the Netherlands. In the end, I also didn't apply to Maastricht University College because I already got back from AUC, so I just came here. And for me, it was just, first of all, I really like Amsterdam. I've always been in love with this city. So when I saw that I could study a liberal arts and science program in this city as well, I was like, okay, let's just go. And I went to the open day and I also had a student experience day, which I just got a lot of information about, and I just really liked the atmosphere, especially because it was quite science related and I'm focusing on the science. And I think Amsterdam University College together with Maastricht University College are both the best science university colleges. So that's why I decided to come to Amsterdam. I was debating between Maastricht and Amsterdam because I live really close to Maastricht and I also really like the city. But in the end I decided to come to Amsterdam because first of all I got back from them sooner than Maastricht. And then also it was just because Maastricht is a really small university college and Amsterdam is a bit bigger and also the bigger city. So it was just more for me personally. But of course it's a personal preference and I can't really decide for anyone else. So just go to all the universities which you're thinking of going to and just see how the people are, if you like the atmosphere, and then just make your choice. It's something really personal, so I can't give you much advice on it, but for me Amsterdam just felt like the right option for me and that's why I in the end also went here. So then for the next question is about the application process. So I got back from AUC quite soon after my application, to be honest, and then I got invited to the interview. And the next question is the interview really serious? For me it wasn't serious at all. I was lucky in a position that I could actually come to the academic building to see the academic building and to talk to the person who was interviewing me in real life. But to be honest, for me, they just asked if I had any questions for them, because for them it's really important that it's a real match between the student and Amsterdam University College, and because Amsterdam University College already decided on you, that's why they want to make sure that you also decide on them again. I don't think many people not get an option to study at AUC when they already got invited for an interview, because for them it's like a double check. That's how I see it. So for me, some tips for the interview is just prepare some questions which you want to ask them. So for example, ask them, why should I study at AUC and not at Rotterdam University College? And for example, ask questions about the curriculum, ask questions about social life, about how difficult it is, if many people drop out, if many people fail courses, things like that, because there's not much offered on their website. But I think those questions are really important to them because then they actually know that you also are like interested in the university. So you already read about the curriculum, you read about social life, you read about that the university is quite difficult. So if you asked those type of related questions, then in the end they'll be more happy to actually invite you to come study at AUC. So that's a really good tip for me. Then the next tip is on rooms. It's room related, and here's a question: tips for finding a room. And at AUC, if you get offered a place to study here, you also automatically get a room to live here. So we all live in this beautiful dorm residential area. Everyone has their own dorm, or they're also share dorms. So there are single units, double units, and there are also 4-person rooms, which is really cool because then you can decide if you want to live on your own or if you want to experience the real student life by having some roommates. And after your first year, you'll also be asked if you want to switch rooms again. So for example, if in your first year you wanted to have a roommate, so you're willing to live in a 4-person room, then after your first year you get the option to, for example, switch to a single or double room, or from a single to a 4-person room, or from a single to another single room. That's also an option. So if you're not happy with your room situation, you can always switch rooms after your first years, which is really convenient. So if you study at AUC, you shouldn't be worried about finding a room because you already have one, which is really convenient. Then someone's asking me if I can do a room tour, and of course I'm happy to do a room tour. I'm not going to do it in this video, but if you want it, please leave it down below and I'll be happy to film a room tour for you guys, because I really like my room, to be honest. And then I can also show you guys what it actually looks like, how the view is, and I can explain a bit more about my room, because as you always see in my videos, you already see some of it, but you don't see that much of it. So I'll be happy to do a room tour if you guys also want that. So subscribe to my channel here if you are excited and if you want to actually see the room tour. Then the next question is about AUC and how tough it is. So they just said if it was difficult or not. And to be honest, for me, it's fine. It's how I expected it. AUC is, of course, it's an honors program, so you have to do a bit more than other students, but that's also why you got accepted to this university. So of course you prove them that you can do a lot of things academically, so they want to see that as well. But then again, to pass a course you only need a 55%, which I think is in every college. But of course you have to put a lot of work into your courses, but you also get a lot of options to actually not fail your courses. So there's not just one test in which you have to prove yourself for the whole course. There are multiple tests within the course. It's quite evenly spread as well. So they try to reduce the pressure because it can be quite intense. There is a lot of material for all the courses and there is a lot of things to do for all the courses, but because they spread it out quite evenly, they try to reduce the pressure on students. And then again, there are only 4 courses per semester. If you want to take an extra course, there's also an option. They don't really need you to take an extra course, which is really nice. So in general, I would say that yes, Amsterdam University College is a difficult college, but then again, if you already get in, then you know you can actually achieve it because their criteria is quite strict. But I think it's a really reasonable criteria. Like they expect you to have a certain level of English, they expect you to have a certain level of math, and then again they also expect you to have a certain level of high school. And then among all those criteria, you'll easily throw through your 3 years and you'll easily actually graduate from AUC, which in the end is your final goal. And leading up to that, I have the next question, and it's quite a serious question. It's a question, it says, are AUC people nerds? I would not say that AUC people are nerds at all. I don't think that's a way to describe the student at AUC at all. It's more that we are actually quite serious about our academics. A lot of people here study quite hard to achieve certain grades because of course it's an honors program again. So of course if you want to achieve high, you have to put in a lot of work as well. So yes, people are serious about their academics, but they're not necessarily nerds. They can also be really fun. There is a lot of social life going on in this college. So no, they're not nerds at all. And then following up to that is how to balance social life and your academics at AUC. So for me, it was a bit of a struggle in the beginning because I was just flowing my way through it, and I was like kind of like, you know, trying to have the social life aspect but also academically achieve well. But I think in the end I found my way. So it's really about planning. So you have to become good at planning, and I would say that the pressure which AUC puts on you will make you plan better. So for me, for example, I got quite a lot of pressure on me put in the first semester, but then again, it made sure that I was like finishing all my assignments on time. I was working really hard to achieve certain grades. And then in the evening, for example, I had time to have dinner with friends, I had time to hang out with some friends, I had time to explore the city, and actually have a really nice social life, because AUC really promotes a lot of social activities. There are like over 40 comments, I would say, I think actually. So there are a lot of events going on. There are always people looking to make new friends. So social life is like really active in AUC, and you can really see that because everyone it's such a big community, and AUC also really strives to become a really big community. So I think that if you plan well, it's definitely doable to have a nice social life and have academically achieve well as well. because just to put it into perspective for me, so I already study at AUC, and then I have, of course, I have my social life as well. Then I have my YouTube channel, and besides that I also work for a PR agency. I work 16 hours a week, which is part-time. So all of that is still manageable. And then again, besides that, I still have my social life. I'm also in a committee. I'm in the board for AU Cuisine, which I do the PR as well. So all of that, like, it's a lot, but then again, it's also manageable because if you plan your time well, in the end, you can also enjoy your time well. So that's something which I can give you. Then one of the last questions is, do AUC people hang a lot out with UVA people? So the UVA is University of Amsterdam and AUC is University College. And I wouldn't say we hang out a lot with them because of course we live separately, we don't attend the same lectures, we don't have the same tutorials. But then again, there are of course ways to get to know UVA people. So before coming to AUC, I already knew some UVA people, and over the time period of studying here, I met some UVA people and we hang out with them. And for example, when I see them at parks, I interact with them again and we talk to each other and we create a friend group. Of course, there are also people who don't interact with UVA people at all, which is totally fine. Like if you're fine with living in AUC and just hanging out with AUC people, that's really fine as well. But for me, I also really like hanging out with people from different universities. So for example, from the UVA or from the VU. So that's why I did that. So, and in general, I would say that if you want, you can kind of stay into the bubble of AUC, but you can also leave the bubble and explore a bit more. And I would definitely promote that because UVA people are really cool in general and it's just really nice to get to know them. So I would definitely do that if I were you. And then the last question of today is it as good as it looks like? Because maybe for a lot of you guys, AUC might seem as a really glamorous world and something which just looks too good to be true. And on the AUC website and in the videos, everything looks really good and it looks like everything's having fun, etc. And I would say for the most part that's also true, but then again, as I already said before, people work really hard to achieve certain grades, so there's also a lot of pressure on the students in general. But then again, because AUC puts a lot of pressure on the students because it's a academically performing program, they want you to achieve high grades, they want you to do really well in school. Of course, it can be quite a lot sometimes. So on that aspect, I would say it's as good as it can be, but of course, like, there is also a reality, and like everything you see on the AUC pictures and stuff, like it's never that glamorous as it looks on the pictures. So definitely it's a really amazing school to study. It's in a really like alive city and there's so much going on. But then again, there's also a bit more of a downside, which that you actually have to work to in the end graduate from AUC, which is also like you're not just here to have fun and to explore the city and study abroad. You're also here to in the end academically perform well, so you can in the end also graduate AUC. So that was it for today's video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.